Hello, today we are testing 4 different playback sounds. Number 1, Sibelius Sounds. Number 2, NotePerformer. Number 3, MuseScore 4. And number 5, professional samples using mostly, if not all, SpitfireAudio products to create what I would call a professional MIDI mock-up. So, which one's going to come out top? I think we all know that probably the professional samples with over £1,000 worth of stuff is going to sound the best. But by how much? And really, is MuseScore 4, though it's completely free, is its playback better than something you really do have to pay for, which is Sibelius? And of course you get the Sibelius Sounds, but then on top of that, is it worth going a step further and buying the NotePerformer? So this is really just going to be looking at the audio itself, playing the exact same track in each version side by side, and that's all we're really going to be talking about. I've done a whole review on MuseScore 4, you can check that out, link is in the description, and I've done a whole review talking about NotePerformer as well, again, link is in the description. But let's stop rambling and quickly just have a look at the different things. So as I said, this is Sibelius. We can see up here the config. Right now it's on Sibelius 7 sounds, but we also will be doing NotePerformer, pretty simple there. MuseScore 4, again, very simple. The one we really do need to kind of look at a little bit and kind of understand as well is what's going on within Logic. Now, I didn't spend too much time on this and I'm sure I can make it better. Every sample in here is paid. I guess I could have done a free version as well, but best of the best, I think it's kind of the best way of comparing it. So mostly you'll notice it's just BBC Symphony Orchestra Pro, although technically the core does the exact same thing as what I've done here because I've only used mix 1 and all the instruments I've used are within the core as well, so you won't really notice much difference there. I've not even used leaders, but I've set them to the individual articulations. The other sample library I have used is it's a one you've got to have full contact for. It's Spitfire Orchestral Grand, fits really nicely with our orchestral stuff. What else do we have? We have some percussion as well. I believe this one, what's it called again? I can't remember off the top of my head, even though I use it every day. Joby Berg's, that was it, percussion. I love his stuff. I use his cymbals and his bass drum in this piece, which is this one here. So that is basically everything that's going on. The one other thing is I am using Ozone 9 to just on the end to kind of clean it up with a bit of EQ, a little bit of dynamic EQ and a bit of maximizing as well, and limiting, just to kind of clean it up and give it a nice professional finish. Now this will take the longest out of everything because not only do you have to write it, but then you have to fiddle with the sound, and there's a lot behind this. But I'm really intrigued to see, is there much of a difference of using maybe one of the other playbacks, especially if you want a quick and easy result? But we'll find out in a second. So I think now that you kind of know what's going on here, you can very much see it. Let's just start going through each piece. I'll play them side by side, and of course there's chapter markings so you can flick between them and really discern which one you think is the best. So which one do you think is the best all round? Personally, my own opinion, yes, of course, I love Spitfire's products and using Logic and creating this beautiful mock-up. Yes, that sounds the best. But is it really the best deal? Honestly, I'm really stuck between MuseScore 4 and NotePerformer. Sibelius Sounds is just that little bit under, it sounds a bit too shotgunny, while the other ones obviously have a little bit of AI behind them which really make them soar. Note this score was originally written within MuseScore 4, so I did tailor it specifically to those sounds. I have changed them ever so slightly within Sibelius to kind of bring out the best of it, but ultimately with playbacks I'm really stuck between MuseScore 4 and NotePerformer. But when I'm saying that, I'm just thinking, well, MuseScore 4 is completely free, so I think overall that's going to come out on top for me, at least in this sort of playback session. Of course, I will add, if you want a professional sound, always go for the samples, and I would not use MuseScore 4 in a professional setting. I would not put that on a score at the end. Of course, I'd probably tweak this score a little bit more to make it sound a little bit better in Logic Pro X, but professionally I would use Logic Pro X if I'm just having a little bit of fun and messing around and thinking which one kind of sounds better in playback. MuseScore 4, that's what I'm saying, although I personally prefer working in Sibelius, but I guess it's really up to your own ears and what you think. That's been my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.